Alright everybody, now I didn't think I'd be making 3 back-to-back Universal news videos in a week, but alas, here we are because Universal has dropped the big announcement for the Kidzone replacement over in Universal Studios Florida, Theme 2 DreamWorks. Now this is totally not a surprise at all, everyone has been expecting DreamWorks, but I'm really excited to talk about this announcement, talk about what's been confirmed, talk about what we're kind of seeing with the concept art and with the press release that Universal put out. Without further ado, let's just dive right into it and talk about what's going on in this new DreamWorks land. Now in the official social media post from Universal Orlando themselves, it states, "Step into the colorful world of DreamWorks animation in an immersive and interactive new land coming to Universal Studios Florida in 2024. Next year, Universal Orlando will debut an all-new themed land featuring DreamWorks Animation's beloved animated characters. The new DreamWorks land coming to Universal Studios Florida is part of a collection of new entertainment experiences debuting at Universal Orlando Resort in 2024. So, a couple big things we got from this. We got an opening year timeframe. Now, it doesn't say when in 2024 this is going to open, whether it's going to be early or late. My money's on late because they haven't really gotten too far with construction at this point, and we're already in July of 2023. I'd rather them wait until later on in 2024 than rush it open. I also want to focus on the new collection of experiences coming to Universal Orlando in 2024. That doesn't really tell me a whole lot as to what's coming next year, but it does let me know that there are a few things up Universal's sleeve before Epic Universe opens in 2025. I think this is more along the lines of new shows, maybe some new meet and greets coming next year. Moving to the press release though, we have a little more detail as to what's actually going to be featured in this land as far as franchises and IP. It says, next year, Universal Orlando Resort will debut an all-new themed land featuring DreamWorks Animation's beloved characters, as we mentioned before. As guests will step into this new land, their imaginations will run wild as they take in the vibrant colors, sights, and sounds that surround them. They will share special moments with their favorite characters like Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse, and explore themed interactive play spaces and attractions that bring popular franchises like Shrek, Trolls, and Kung Fu Panda to life in the most imaginatively fun ways. So there are a couple of names thrown around here. We have Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse, who already has a meet and greet in the park currently, but I really want to focus on the 3 big movie franchises that they're talking about for this area: Shrek, Trolls, and Kung Fu Panda. Now these line up with the rumored franchises coming to this area, as How to Train Your Dragon is already supposed to be getting a full land in Epic Universe, and outside of Dragon, Shrek, Trolls, and Kung Fu Panda are the biggest, most well-known DreamWorks IP. I love how in this press release they did talk about the interactivity, as we're seeing over with Super Nintendo World and to a lesser extent, but still present, Villain Con Minion Blast. Interactivity is something Universal really wants to focus on when targeting the family demographic, so I'm not surprised they're incorporating that into this area. Kidzone had already had quite a bit of interactivity in the past, but it seems like this new area will take that to an all-new level. However, the biggest piece of this announcement that I really want to talk about and dive into is the concept art. While Universal strangely posted a cropped version, there is a full-on version that not only gives us a look at the new sign, but also a little bit of the skyline of this new area. Starting with the sign, you see that classic DreamWorks logo as well as the IP featured in this area. You got Shrek and Donkey, with Donkey holding a flag saying "Welcome to our land," Trolls and Poe holding a scroll that says "Join the awesomeness." I'm not sure if these are going to be like flat cutouts or more statue-like the Minion Land entrance. I would really like a really cool detailed sign like the Minion Land one. I think it's a great addition, but I think incorporating these characters anyway is really good to grab people's attention. So we're gonna move away from that and zoom out on the picture a little bit and move to the right as we could see the skyline of the area. In the front here, it looks like we're having that Shrek and Donkey meet and greet. That has been pretty much confirmed that it was going to return, as that's one of the most popular meet and greets in the park. And zooming out a little bit, this is clearly Shrek's swamp, as we can see the outhouse at the top, as well as a little bridge or balcony for kids to climb up to, overlooking the rest of the land. I think that'll be pretty great. This is supposed to be for the rumored Shrek swamp play area, which I think will be really great, incorporate those splash pads and those really great set pieces. This is supposed to be where Fievel's Playland used to be, and will probably be the signature attraction of this area considering how big Shrek is as an IP. But moving past that, we have a look at a green roller coaster that looks very familiar to a certain Woodpecker we all know and love. So yes, based on this, we are getting a Trolls overlay to Woody Woodpecker's Nut House coaster. that has also been talked about in the past, so it's not too much of a surprise. I think it's pretty smart. This is a very well-known kiddie coaster, the original coaster of Universal Studios Florida, so I'm happy to see that it survived the entire Kidzone demolition plan and is getting a fresh coat of paint with a really fun, colorful theme. So based on this concept art, we could see a Shrek theme area and a Trolls themed roller coaster, replacing Fievel's Playland and Woody Woodpecker's Nuthouse coaster. But what about the DreamWorks Theater and Curious George play area? Well, I feel like with these two structures, we have one of two options. Option 1, Kung Fu Panda goes where Curious George was, and Trolls takes over the DreamWorks Theater. I feel like that could be a really smart move, as the Trolls roller coaster would be right next to this Trolls Theater, and you could do a really fun dance show without having to add too much to the theater that we already have. Plus, the space where the old Barney shop used to be could be a good place for Trolls meet and greets. Obviously, you'd want to change the theming on the outside, but I think in the inside, you could leave the basic structure about the same. Treat it like a DreamWorks destination or Barney style show, and then once you get to the back, you have this sectioned off area where you have a little mini Valley of Peace. You could have the animated Poe meet and greet. I have a full article on that down below by Theme Park Stop. Shout out to Theme Park Stop. That could go in this back area. You could leave the still intact Ball Factory as a play area themed to the sort of Dragon Warrior boot camp they had from the first film, and maybe have some sort of dumpling stand somewhere in this area. I think that would be a great way to give Trolls a big attraction, Shrek a big attraction, and Kung Fu Panda a big attraction to kind of even it out, and play to the strengths of each franchise. Or you could go with the option of putting Kung Fu Panda in the theater and putting Trolls back where Curious George was. This would give Trolls a full play area, and there's a lot of different possibilities you could do with that, make it something a little more whimsical than the Shrek one, and Kung Fu Panda could get some sort of stage show. I'm not sure exactly what this would look like. I feel like it wouldn't be as dance party-esque as the Trolls one, obviously, but that Barney shop, Shrek swap meet and greet area, wherever outside, could host that Poe meet and greet I was talking about before. I think honestly both options wouldn't be bad. I personally would prefer the first option if you couldn't tell already, but I think there's overall a lot of potential here with both of those things, as well as the things we already can kind of visualize. And that's all I got. We don't have a whole lot from this announcement, which is to be expected. It's only the initial first announcement. I'm sure we'll be getting more and more throughout this year, and of course into next year as we see this thing really come to life. So if you want to follow along as we watch this Kidzone transformation, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I do all kinds of Universal updates, news videos, deep dives, history, things like that. I do a lot of HHN too, so if you like HHN, this is definitely the place for you. Leave it in the comments below. What do you think of this new DreamWorks Land announcement replacing Kidzone? Are you excited for it? Are you kind of bummed? Would you like it to be something else? Let me know in the comments below. As for me, I'm personally really excited for this. I'm a huge fan of the older DreamWorks movies, specifically Kung Fu Panda. That's my favorite DreamWorks franchise. So I'm excited to see that movie series that I love and I have so much nostalgia for come to life in this new area. And of course, Shrek and Trolls are also pretty cool too. I'm just excited for this whole thing to come around, and of course I'm happy we're still having, of course, ET Adventure. You're able to go to ET Adventure and then visit some Kung Fu Panda themed experience. That sounds like my perfect theme park. Anyways, whatever you think, leave it in the comments below. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I will of course see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.